Good evening and welcome back to the English class in our official YouTube channel DVUPS for you. In the last class, we have discussed about Environmental Day and different activities that we can do for our environment, and your task was to prepare placards and write slogans on our environment. I believe all of you have done this. Please keep all the activities done in your notebook. And now, here is a newspaper clipping. That's also about our nature. Please go through this. Nature's daughter, Jharkhand. Living close to nature is living life in full. Suryamani's story will definitely be an eye-opener to those who deliberately walk away from nature. Suryamani is a tribal nature activist who loves the forest and considers it as her own.
My name is Sonam and I live in a small village in Jharkhand. People here know me as Suryamani's younger sister. Everyone in our village loves Suryamani. They tell me I should grow up to be like her. This is my sister Suryamani. Suryamani is an environmental activist. Suryamani started the Torang Center to help our people keep our tribal culture alive.
अपनी भाषा बचेगा, संस्कृति बचेगा, अपनी पहचान बचेगा, तब हम बचेंगे। और ये सारा कुछ जंगल के साथ हमारा रिश्ता जुड़ा हुआ है।
Every Sunday, children come from far away to walk with her in the forest and learn about all the plants and the trees.
इस पौधे का नाम है ईश्वर मूल जड़। ये लतर होता है, पूरा वो पेड़ में वो लिखा हुआ रहता है। जहाँ पे सांप काट दिया तो उसमें लगाया। अच्छा, महुआ कौन-कौन देखा है? हम देखे। कटहल कौन-कौन देखा है?
Suryamani tells children that we should study in school and we should also study in the forest. We should save our forest if we want to save ourselves. All little girls and little boys want to become like Suryamani. I too want to become like her. She says I can. If I go to
I believe all of you have gone through this passage. Then, who was Suryamani? Yes, Suryamani was a nature activist. Yes, in Malayalam, we have Sugata Kumari as our nature activist. She always speaks for the survival of our nature. Do you agree with the comment of Suryamani? Our survival is linked with the survival of our forest. Do you agree with that? Take your notebook and write your comment. If you agree with that comment, why do you agree with that comment? Then, if you don't agree with that comment, take your notebook and write down the reason for not agreeing with it. Have you ever visited a forest? What are the things you can see in a forest? Yes, we can see different types of trees, big trees, small trees, etc. and different animals and birds. The air in that place is not polluted. It's the fresh air. We can find that the forest is the apt place for life. Here we have some other questions also. Please go through that questions and write the answers in your notebook. Then, have you ever gone to a forest or a place where a number of trees grew together? Suppose you are walking along such a place. What will be the sounds you can hear? Yeah, obviously you can hear the sounds of birds, the chirping of birds. Then what are the other sounds? You can hear the sound of rustling leaves when the wind blows. Then what are the other sounds we can hear from a forest? The sounds of waterfall and maybe the sound of different animals like that. Then what are the things that you can see in a forest? Yes? Oh yes, you can see big trees, small trees, different types of animals, then different types of flowers, insects like that. Then some other things also that you can smell. What are they? The smell of flowers, beautiful fragrance of flowers. Not only smell, you can sense. What is that? What are the things that you can sense? The smell, then the blowing of wind. Take your notebook, draw 3 columns and write. What are the things you can see? Suppose you are in a forest, then I can see. What are the things you can see in a forest? Then I can hear. What are the things you can hear? Then I can smell. What are the things you can smell or sense? You can change it to sense also. That's the activity given in your textbook, page number 8. All of you, think about your own home. When you close your eyes at the noon time and concentrate your mind, what will be the things you hear? At the noon time, you will hear the sounds of different dishes, then clanging of plates, then mother's call, your father's call, the sounds of mobile phones, sound of TV, etc. Then what are the things that you can sense? The beautiful smell of different variety food, then maybe the smell of flowers, etc. Then what are the things you can see around? We can see different vehicles, your friends, neighbors, parents, etc. So think about it first and then think about a forest, a real forest, and write your experiences. How will be your experience if you are going along a forest? Take your notebook and prepare that. What you can see in a forest, what you can smell or sense in a forest, and what you can hear in a forest. Taking account of all these things, prepare the paragraph, and before that you have to write it in your notebook also in 3 columns. In these 2 sessions, we were discussing about nature. Now we are going to another passage, our new lesson. That is, how far is the river? How far is the river? It's a story written by Ruskin Bond. It's the story of a boy. He is also a boy loving our nature. He loves his nature very much and he is fond of rivers and he wants to see the river and he is ready to suffer anything to see that river. Let's go through the passage. How far is the river? Look at the picture in this passage. Here we can see a boy. Then what's in front of the boy? There is a large mountain in front of the boy. And from the heading itself or from the title itself, we can understand that the boy is going to see the river. Then all of you go through this questions, comprehension questions given in the textbook. That is, what prevented the boy from seeing the river? What did the boy hear about the river from the villagers? Why did the boy like to walk barefooted? Like that. Go through these questions first and you will get an idea about the boy. The boy is very much fond of his nature, very much fond of river. One day he decided to go and see the river alone. So the boy's experience is explained in this unit. Let's go through that. How far is the river? Between the boy and the river stood a mountain. The boy was young and the river was small, but the mountain was big. The thickly forested mountain hid the river, but the boy knew it was there. He had never seen the river with his own eyes, but from the villagers he had heard of it, of the fish in its waters and of its rocks. He wished to touch the water and know it personally. He stood in front of his house on the hill opposite the mountain and gazed across the valley, dreaming of the river. He was about 12 years old, a sturdy boy with untidy black hair and shining black eyes. He had fine features and a clear brown skin, but his hands and feet were rough and scratched. He was barefooted, not because he couldn't afford shoes, but because he liked the feel of warm stones and cool grass. You can go through these 3 paragraphs, then you will get an idea about the boy and his deep wish to see the river. The boy was 12 years old, and how was his appearance? A sturdy boy with untidy black hair and shining black eyes. He had fine features and a clear brown skin. Then there may be many difficult words or new words that you haven't ever heard, like that sturdy boy, then a scratch, like that. When you go through this passage, please underline these new words or the difficult words you don't know the meaning. Then write down it in your notebook. Then refer a dictionary or the glossary at the end of each and every unit. It will be helpful to you to improve your vocabulary. After reading every passage, please note down the difficult words, write their meaning in English. You can refer the dictionary, refer the glossary or refer the internet for the meanings. And at the end of every unit, you have to prepare or you have to compile a dictionary regarding the words in that unit. It would be helpful to improve your vocabulary and improve your skill in using English. I believe there is no difficult things to understand this passage. Between the boy and the river stood a mountain. The boy wanted to see the river, but he had to cross the mountain first to reach the river. That's explained in this lines. Between the boy and the river stood a mountain. The boy was young and the river was small. The boy was young, the river was small, but the mountain was a big one. So it was a Herculean task for the boy to reach the river. The thickly forested mountain hid the river, but the boy knew it was there. He had never seen the river. There was thickly forested mountain. The mountain was full of thick trees, and that trees hid the river from his vision. But he knew that it was there. How could he know that the river is there? Yes, he had never seen the river, but he had heard it from the villagers. What did the boy hear about the river? He heard about the river, the fish in its waters and its rocks. And he wished to touch the water and know it personally. He had heard a lot about the river and he wanted to feel the river. He wanted to feel the river personally. Then the boy stood in front of his house on the hill opposite the mountain and gazed across the valley, dreaming of the river. He was about 12 years old, a sturdy boy. Then what's the meaning of sturdy boy? Sturdy. You can refer the glossary at page number 33 and many of these words, new words are described there. Sturdy means strong. You can refer this also. Strong boy. He was, even though he was 12 years old, he was very strong and with untidy black hair and shining black eyes. His hair, it was black and it was untidy, without clean. Then his eyes, they were shining. He had fine features and clear brown skin. But his hands and feet were rough and scratched. Why? Why was it? Why was so? Because he was barefooted. That's not because he couldn't afford the shoes or he had no money to buy shoes, but because he wanted to feel or sense the cool and warmth of stone and grass. He wanted to feel the warmth of the stone and the cool of grass. So he was barefooted and wanted to see the river. Now I have described the 3 paragraphs of this unit and you can write the answers of the comprehension questions given. All of you go through these 3 paragraphs, write the answers of these comprehension questions and don't forget to write about the forest and the different things you can see, you can hear and you can smell in a forest. I believe this video was helpful to you and if it was helpful, please like and share it and subscribe our YouTube channel DVUPS for you. Thank you.